Mariana Trench sounds, unexplained noises from deep sea. The Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth, lies in the western Pacific Ocean, stretching approximately 2,550 kilometers, 1,580 miles, long and 69 kilometers, 43 miles wide, with its deepest section, Challenger Deep, plunging to a depth of 10,928 meters, 35,856 feet below the surface. This abyssal realm is a world of extreme conditions. Crushing hydrostatic pressure reaching over 1,000 times the atmospheric pressure at sea level. Perpetual darkness, where sunlight cannot penetrate beyond 1,000 meters. Near freezing temperatures, hovering around 1 to 4 degrees Celsius, and a landscape of jagged trenches, volcanic seamounts, and vast plains of sediment. For decades, this remote and inhospitable environment has fascinated scientists, explorers, and the public alike, not only for its geological and biological mysteries, but also for the eerie, unexplained sounds that emanate from its depths. These sounds, ranging from low-frequency moans and rhythmic pulses to metallic pings and thunderous roars, have confounded researchers, sparking debates about their origins and challenging our understanding of the deep-sea environment. Some of these noises have been linked to known natural or human-caused phenomena, while others remain stubbornly unexplained, shrouded in the mystery of the abyss. To truly grasp the significance of these Mariana Trench sounds, we must delve into their discovery, examine the technology used to capture them, explore the theories that seek to explain them, and consider their implications for our understanding of the deep ocean and the planet as a whole. This journey takes us from the earliest days of underwater acoustics to the cutting-edge research of today, from the depths of Challenger Deep to the labs, where scientists analyze every frequency and vibration. In a quest to unlock the secrets of the sounds from the world's deepest trench, the study of deep-sea sounds, known as underwater acoustics, began in the early 20th century, driven by military needs during World War I and World War II, when navies sought to detect enemy submarines using sound waves. However, it was not until the mid-20th century that scientists began to systematically record and study the natural sounds of the deep ocean, including those from the Mariana Trench. The first significant recordings of sounds from the trench came in the 1950s and 1960s with the development of more advanced hydrophones, underwater microphones designed to withstand the extreme pressure and cold of the deep sea. These early hydrophones were deployed from research vessels, often for short periods, capturing snippets of sound that hinted at the complexity of the deep-sea acoustic environment. It was during this period that researchers first noticed unusual, unexplained noises coming from the Mariana Trench. Sounds that did not match the known calls of marine animals, the rumble of earthquakes, or the hum of ocean currents. These initial recordings sparked curiosity, but limited technology made it difficult to capture high-quality, long-term data leaving many questions unanswered. It was not until the 1990s, with the advent of more sophisticated hydrophone technology, satellite communication, and autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, that scientists were able to record the Mariana Trench's sounds in greater detail, leading to the discovery of some of the most famous unexplained noises in the deep sea. One of the most iconic and widely discussed unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench is known as the bloop. First recorded in 1997 by the United States National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, as part of its sound surveillance system, SOSUS, a network of hydrophones originally designed to detect Soviet submarines during the Cold War. The bloop was an extremely loud, ultra-low frequency sound that lasted for approximately 1 minute and was detected by hydrophones across more than 5,000 kilometers, 3,100 miles, of the Pacific Ocean, including those near the Mariana Trench. The sound's frequency range between 10 and 40 hertz was far lower than the calls of any known marine animal, including blue whales, which are the loudest animals on Earth. Blue whale calls typically range from 10 to 20 hertz, but they are much quieter than the bloop, which was estimated to be as loud as 188 decibels, louder than a jet engine at close range. The bloop's unique acoustic signature, combined with its immense volume and range, led to widespread speculation about its origin. Initial theories included the calls of an unknown giant marine creature dubbed Leviathan, or Cthulhu, by the media, a massive underwater volcanic eruption, or even the sound of icebergs cracking in the Southern Ocean. For years, the bloop remained one of the most mysterious sounds in the deep sea, capturing the imagination of the public and fueling countless conspiracy theories about unknown life forms in the abyss. In the years following the bloop's discovery, scientists worked tirelessly to analyze the sound's acoustic properties and narrow down its possible origins. NOAA researchers, led by oceanographer Robert D. Zayek, conducted extensive studies of the bloop's frequency, duration, and propagation pattern, comparing it to known sounds from natural and human-caused sources. One key observation was that the bloop's acoustic signature was remarkably similar to the sounds produced by ice quakes. The cracking and fracturing of sea ice or icebergs scraping against the ocean floor or each other. Ice quakes, which occur primarily in the Southern Ocean near Antarctica, produce ultra-low frequency sounds that can travel thousands of kilometers through the ocean, thanks to the deep sea's ability to transmit low-frequency sound waves with minimal distortion. In 2005, NOAA officially announced that the bloop was most likely the sound of an ice quake, specifically the cracking of a large iceberg in the Southern Ocean, approximately 1,700 kilometers, 1,056 miles, from the nearest hydrophone that detected the sound. This explanation was supported by the fact that the bloop's frequency and duration matched those of recorded ice quakes. and that the sound's propagation pattern was consistent with ice-related noise. While this explanation resolved the mystery of the bloop for most scientists, some skeptics remained, arguing that the bloop's volume was too great to be caused by an ice quake, and that no iceberg of sufficient size had been observed in the area at the time. To this day, the bloop continues to be a source of fascination, with some still clinging to the idea that it could be the call of an unknown deep-sea creature. While the bloop may have been explained, it is far from the only unexplained sound to emerge from the Mariana Trench. In 1999, NOAA hydrophones recorded another mysterious noise, dubbed Julia, which was characterized by a muffled, moaning sound that lasted for approximately 15 seconds. Like the bloop, Julia was an ultra-low frequency sound, but it had a distinct acoustic signature that set it apart from ice quakes or other known natural phenomena. The sound was detected by hydrophones in the eastern Pacific Ocean, but its origin was traced to the region of the Mariana Trench. Initial theories about Julia included the calls of a large marine animal, such as a previously unknown species of whale, or the sound of a volcanic eruption deep beneath the trench. However, further analysis revealed that Julia's acoustic signature was consistent with the sound of a large iceberg scraping against the ocean floor, a phenomenon known as iceberg grounding. Icebergs that break off from glaciers in the Southern Ocean can drift for thousands of kilometers, and when they reach shallow waters or the ocean floor, they can produce loud, low-frequency moans as they scrape against the seabed. This explanation was supported by the fact that Julia's frequency and duration matched those of recorded iceberg grounding sounds, and that satellite data showed several large icebergs in the region at the time. Despite this, some researchers argue that the Mariana Trench's depth far greater than the draft of most icebergs makes it unlikely that an iceberg could reach the seafloor there, leaving Julia partially unexplained. Another mysterious sound recorded in the vicinity of the Mariana Trench is the train, named for its resemblance to the rumble of a distant train chugging through the deep. First detected in the early 2000s by NOAA hydrophones, the train is a continuous, rhythmic sound that lasts for hours at a time, with a frequency range of 20 to 50 hertz. Unlike the bloop and Julia, which are short, intense sounds, the train is a steady, low-frequency hum that appears to repeat at regular intervals. Initial theories about the train included the sound of underwater volcanic activity, such as the rumble of magma moving beneath the Mariana Trench's volcanic seamounts, or the sound of tectonic plates grinding against each other along the trench's fault lines. The Mariana Trench is located at a convergent tectonic boundary, where the Pacific Plate is subducting beneath the Mariana Plate, a process that produces frequent earthquakes and volcanic activity. However, analysis of the train's acoustic signature revealed that it did not match the sound of volcanic tremors or tectonic activity, which are typically more erratic and higher in frequency. Another theory is that the train is the sound of large schools of fish or squid moving through the water. But the sound's intensity and duration make this unlikely, as even large schools of marine animals do not produce such consistent, long-lasting noise. To this day, the train remains one of the most stubbornly unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench, with no consensus among scientists about its origin. In addition to these well-known sounds, the Mariana Trench has produced a host of other unexplained noises over the years, each with its own unique acoustic signature and mystery. For example, in 2014, researchers deploying hydrophones in the Mariana Trench recorded a series of strange biat wangs, deep moaning or grumbling noises followed by high-pitched metallic pings. These sounds were initially thought to be the calls of an unknown marine animal, possibly a large whale. But their mechanical nature led some to speculate about human-caused origins, such as underwater drones or military sonar. However, in 2024, a team of scientists from NOAA, using an artificial intelligence AI system developed by Google, analyzed more than 200,000 hours of underwater audio recordings and confirmed that the biat wangs were actually the calls of Bride's whales, a species of baleen whale that is rarely spotted in the wild, but is capable of swimming to extreme depths. The AI system, trained to detect the distinctive signals of 8 whale species, identified the biat wangs as matching the calls of Bride's whales that had been recorded near the Mariana Islands a few years earlier. This discovery resolved the mystery of the biat wangs, but it also highlighted the challenges of identifying deep-sea sounds, as even familiar species can produce unexpected calls in the extreme environment of the Mariana Trench. To understand why the Mariana Trench produces such a wide range of unexplained sounds, it is important to consider the unique acoustic properties of the deep sea. Unlike the surface, where sound waves are scattered and absorbed by air, water, and wind, the deep sea is an ideal medium for sound transmission. Sound travels through water at a speed of approximately 1,500 meters per second, more than 4 times faster than it travels through air, and low-frequency sound waves can travel thousands of kilometers with minimal distortion, thanks to the deep sea's uniform temperature and pressure. This means that sounds produced in the Mariana Trench can be detected by hydrophones thousands of kilometers away, making it difficult to pinpoint their exact origin. Additionally, the Mariana Trench's extreme depth and isolation mean that it is home to a wide range of unique geological and biological processes, many of which produce sounds that are not observed in shallower waters. Volcanic eruptions, tectonic activity, iceberg movements, and the calls of deep-sea animals all contribute to the trench's acoustic landscape, and distinguishing between these sounds, especially when they are unfamiliar, is a significant challenge for scientists. The technology used to record and analyze sounds from the Mariana Trench has evolved dramatically over the years, from the early hydrophones of the 20th century to the advanced deep-sea instruments of today. In 2015, NOAA and its partners deployed a unique deep ocean instrument package and mooring at Challenger Deep, the deepest point of the Mariana Trench. The 45-meter-long mooring contained a hydrophone and a pressure temperature sensor, capable of withstanding the extreme pressure of more than 11,000 decibars, equivalent to 16,000 pounds per square inch at that depth. The hydrophone recorded continuously for 24 days at a 32 kHz sample rate, capturing a wide range of sounds from the trench's depths. This was the first long-term, multi-day to week, broadband sound record ever made at Challenger Deep, and only the fifth in situ measurement of depth at the site. The recordings revealed a surprising amount of acoustic activity, including earthquake acoustic signals, known as T-phases, the vocalizations of baleen and odontocete cetaceans, the sounds of ship propellers, air guns, active sonar, and even the passing of a Category 4 typhoon. Contrary to popular belief, the study found that Challenger Deep is not as acoustically isolated as previously thought. Sound levels in the ship traffic band, 2100 Hz, can be as high as those caused by moderate shipping, likely due to persistent commercial and military ship traffic in the region near Guam, a regional hub for container shipping. The 2015 NOAA study also provided valuable insights into the natural soundscape of Challenger Deep. Sound levels due to sea surface wind and waves in the 500 Hz to 1 kHz band were found to be as high as sea state 2 moderate waves, but could also drop to levels equivalent to sea state 0, calm waters. This suggests that surface weather processes can influence the acoustic environment in the deepest parts of the ocean, a phenomenon that was not well understood before. The hydrophone also recorded the vocalizations of baleen whales, including Bride's whales, which were previously thought to avoid such extreme depths. This discovery challenged the conventional wisdom about whale behavior, suggesting that some species are capable of diving to the deepest parts of the ocean, possibly in search of food or to communicate with other whales. The study also recorded numerous earthquake T-phases, which are acoustic signals generated by earthquakes that travel through the ocean's water column, providing valuable data about tectonic activity in the Mariana Trench region. Despite the advances in technology, recording sounds from the Mariana Trench remains an enormous challenge. The extreme pressure at depths greater than 10,000 meters can crush most conventional equipment, requiring the development of specialized, pressure-resistant hydrophones made from materials such as ceramic. These hydrophones must be deployed carefully, often at a rate of no more than 5 meters per second, to avoid cracking under the rapid pressure change as they descend through the water column. Additionally, the remote location of the Mariana Trench makes it difficult to deploy and retrieve equipment. Research vessels must travel thousands of kilometers to reach the site, and deployments are often delayed by severe weather, including typhoons. Once the hydrophones are deployed, they must operate autonomously for weeks or months at a time, recording data that is later retrieved and analyzed in labs on shore. This process is time-consuming and expensive, limiting the number of long-term recording projects in the Mariana Trench. Another challenge in studying Mariana Trench sounds is distinguishing between natural and human-caused noises. The deep sea is no longer the pristine, undisturbed environment it once was. Human activity, including shipping, fishing, oil and gas exploration, and military operations, has introduced a range of artificial sounds into the ocean. These human-caused sounds, known as anthropogenic noise, can mask natural sounds, making it difficult for scientists to detect and analyze the unexplained noises from the Mariana Trench. For example, the 2015 NOAA study found that ship propeller noise was a persistent presence in Challenger Deep, with sound levels in the 2100 Hz band often matching those of moderate shipping. Airgun sounds and active sonar were also detected, likely from commercial seismic surveys and military exercises in the region. These anthropogenic noises not only interfere with scientific research, but also have a negative impact on marine life, disrupting the communication, navigation, and feeding behaviors of deep-sea animals. As human activity in the deep ocean increases, the challenge of separating natural and artificial sounds will only grow, making it more difficult to study the unexplained noises from the Mariana Trench. One of the most intriguing aspects of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds is their potential connection to deep-sea life. The Mariana Trench is home to a diverse array of unique organisms, many of which have adapted to the extreme conditions of the abyss. These organisms include anglerfish, giant squid, amphipods, and a variety of microbial life, as well as larger animals such as whales and dolphins that occasionally dive to great depths. Many deep-sea animals use sound to communicate, navigate, and find prey. And some of the unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench could be the calls of previously unknown species. For example, the biot wangs, which were eventually identified as bride's whale calls, were initially mysterious because bride's whales are rarely seen in the wild, and their calls at extreme depths were not well documented. This suggests that there may be other deep-sea animals whose calls have not yet been identified, and whose sounds contribute to the unexplained noise in the Mariana Trench. The possibility of unknown deep-sea creatures producing some of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds has fueled public fascination and speculation. While most scientists are skeptical of the existence of giant, unknown sea monsters, such as the mythical Leviathan or Cthulhu, they acknowledge that the deep sea is still largely unexplored, and that there may be many undiscovered species, particularly in the Mariana Trench. For example, in 2019, researchers discovered a new species of snailfish at a depth of 8,000 meters in the Mariana Trench, the deepest dwelling fish ever recorded. This discovery highlights how little we know about the deep sea's biodiversity and suggests that there may be other species, possibly larger ones, that have yet to be observed. However, it is important to note that even large deep-sea animals are unlikely to produce sounds as loud as the bloop or Julia, as their bodies are adapted to the extreme pressure of the deep sea and would not be able to generate such intense acoustic energy. Most deep-sea animals produce relatively quiet, high-frequency sounds, which are well suited for communication in the deep sea's acoustic environment. In addition to biological sources, the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds may also be linked to geological processes that are not yet fully understood. The Mariana Trench is a tectonically active region where the Pacific Plate is subducting beneath the Mariana Plate. This process produces frequent earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and the formation of new crust, all of which can generate loud, low-frequency sounds. For example, underwater volcanic eruptions can produce massive plumes of steam and ash, creating thunderous roars that can be detected thousands of kilometers away. Tectonic activity, such as the grinding of tectonic plates or the movement of fault lines, can produce rhythmic, low-frequency hums that resemble the sound of a train or a distant earthquake. However, many of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds do not match the acoustic signatures of known geological processes, leaving scientists to speculate about new or unusual geological phenomena. One such phenomenon is the possibility of deep-sea hydrothermal vents producing unusual sounds. Hydrothermal vents are fissures in the ocean floor that release superheated water rich in minerals, supporting unique ecosystems of deep-sea organisms. While hydrothermal vents are known to produce sounds, such as the hissing of steam and the bubbling of gas, these sounds are typically high frequency and relatively quiet. However, some researchers have suggested that large hydrothermal vents, or clusters of vents, could produce low-frequency sounds that are detected as unexplained noises in the Mariana Trench. Another possibility is the collapse of underwater caves or sediment slides, which can produce loud, rumbling sounds as large amounts of rock and sediment fall to the ocean floor. These events are difficult to detect, as they are often unpredictable and occur in remote areas of the trench. But they could explain some of the more intense, short-lived, unexplained sounds recorded in the region. The role of climate change in shaping the Mariana Trench's acoustic environment is another area of growing interest. As global temperatures rise, the Arctic and Antarctic ice sheets are melting, leading to an increase in the number of icebergs in the world's oceans. These icebergs, as they drift and break apart, produce a range of sounds, including icequakes and iceberg grounding, which can travel to the Mariana Trench and be detected as unexplained noises. Additionally, climate change is altering ocean temperatures and currents, which can affect the way sound travels through the water. Warmer water temperatures can change the speed of sound in the ocean, while changes in ocean currents can alter the propagation of sound waves, making it more difficult to pinpoint the origin of unexplained sounds. Climate change may also affect the behavior of deep-sea animals, leading them to produce different calls or to move to different depths, which could contribute to the mysterious sounds coming from the Mariana Trench. To better understand the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds, scientists are increasingly turning to interdisciplinary research, combining underwater acoustics with geology, biology, and oceanography. For example, researchers are using seismometers to monitor tectonic activity in the trench, while simultaneously deploying hydrophones to record sounds, allowing them to correlate geological events with acoustic signals. They are also using DNA sampling and remote imaging to study the biodiversity of the trench, looking for new species that could be producing the unexplained sounds. Additionally, advances in AI and machine learning are helping scientists analyze large volumes of acoustic data more efficiently, identifying patterns and signatures that would be difficult or impossible to detect manually. The AI system used to identify the biatwangs as bride's whale calls is a prime example of how technology is revolutionizing the study of deep-sea sounds, allowing researchers to process thousands of hours of recordings in a fraction of the time it would take humans. Despite these advances, many questions remain about the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds. For example, the train remains unexplained, with no consensus among scientists about its origin. Some researchers believe it could be the sound of magma moving beneath the trench's volcanic seamounts, while others suggest it could be the result of large-scale sediment movement, or even the calls of a previously unknown species of whale. Another unexplained sound, recorded in 2016, is known as the upsweep, a continuous, upward-sweeping tone that has been detected in the Pacific Ocean, including near the Mariana Trench. The upsweep's origin is still unknown, but theories include underwater volcanic activity, the calls of marine animals, or even human-caused sources such as underwater drones or sonar. These unexplained sounds serve as a reminder of how little we know about the deep sea and how much there is still to discover. The cultural impact of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds cannot be overstated. These sounds have captured the public imagination, inspiring books, movies, and documentaries that explore the mystery of the deep sea and the possibility of unknown life forms. For example, the bloop has been featured in numerous science fiction films and novels, often as the call of a giant sea monster, while documentaries such as The Deepest and Into the Abyss have focused on the Mariana Trench's mysteries, including its unexplained sounds. The public's fascination with these sounds reflects a deep-seated curiosity about the unknown and a desire to understand the secrets of the ocean's depths. This fascination has also helped to raise awareness about the importance of deep-sea conservation. As people begin to realize that the deep sea is not a barren, lifeless wasteland, but a complex and fragile ecosystem that is under threat from human activity, the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds also have important scientific implications. They provide valuable insights into the deep sea's acoustic environment, helping scientists to better understand the natural processes that shape the ocean. For example, the study of icequakes and iceberg sounds has improved our understanding of climate change and the melting of polar ice sheets. The identification of bride's whale calls in the Mariana Trench has expanded our knowledge of whale behavior and distribution, highlighting the importance of the deep sea as a habitat for these majestic animals. Additionally, the study of unexplained sounds can help scientists to detect and monitor geological hazards, such as volcanic eruptions and earthquakes, which can pose a threat to coastal communities. By analyzing the acoustic signatures of these events, scientists can develop early warning systems that could save lives and property. As we look to the future, the study of Mariana Trench sounds is likely to continue to advance, driven by new technology and interdisciplinary research. For example, the development of more advanced AUVs and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, will allow scientists to deploy hydrophones in even more remote areas of the trench, capturing high-quality recordings of unexplained sounds. Advances in AI and machine learning will enable researchers to analyze these recordings more efficiently, identifying new patterns and signatures that could lead to the resolution of long-standing mysteries. Additionally, international collaboration will be crucial as scientists from around the world work together to study the Mariana Trench's acoustic environment and share data and insights. The Mariana Trench is a global resource, and understanding its sounds requires a global effort. However, there are also significant challenges ahead. The deep sea is one of the most difficult and expensive environments to study, and funding for deep-sea research is often limited. Additionally, human activity in the deep ocean, including shipping, fishing, and oil and gas exploration, is increasing, introducing more anthropogenic noise that can mask natural sounds and disrupt deep-sea ecosystems. To address these challenges, governments, scientific organizations, and the public must work together to support deep-sea research and conservation efforts. This includes funding for advanced technology, the establishment of marine protected areas in the Mariana Trench region, and the development of policies to reduce anthropogenic noise in the deep sea. In conclusion, the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds are a testament to the mystery and complexity of the deep sea. From the bloop to the train, these sounds have confounded scientists for decades, sparking debate and speculation about their origins. While some have been explained as natural phenomena such as icequakes or whale calls, others remain unexplained, reminding us of how little we know about the world's deepest trench. The study of these sounds is not only a scientific endeavor, but also a journey of discovery, as we seek to unlock the secrets of the abyss and gain a deeper understanding of our planet. As technology advances and research continues, we may one day solve the mysteries of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds. But until then, they will continue to fascinate and inspire us, serving as a reminder of the ocean's vastness and the wonders that lie beneath its surface. To further elaborate on the scientific research surrounding Mariana Trench sounds, it is essential to delve into the technical details of the hydrophone recordings and the methods used to analyze them. The 2015 NOAA deployment at Challenger Deep, led by Robert P. Dziak and his team, was a groundbreaking study that provided the first long-term broadband sound record of the world's deepest point. The hydrophone used in the study was a custom-built, pressure-resistant instrument designed to withstand the extreme conditions at 10,854.7 meters, 35,613 feet depth. The instrument recorded continuously for 24 days at a 32K HC sample rate, capturing sounds across a frequency range of 10 HC to 32K HC, a broad range that allowed researchers to detect both low-frequency natural sounds and higher-frequency anthropogenic noise. The pressure-temperature sensor attached to the mooring recorded a maximum pressure of 11,161.4 decibars, corresponding to a depth of 10,829.7 meters, confirming that the hydrophone was operating at the intended depth. The data from the 2015 study revealed a surprising diversity of sound sources in Challenger Deep. Earthquake acoustic signals, known as T phases, were a common feature, with multiple T phases recorded each day. T phases are acoustic waves generated by earthquakes that travel through the ocean's water column, and they are particularly useful for studying tectonic activity in remote regions like the Mariana Trench. The study also recorded the vocalizations of baleen and odontocete cetaceans, including Bride's whales, which were detected on multiple occasions. This was a significant discovery, as Bride's whales were not previously known to dive to such extreme depths, suggesting that the Mariana Trench may be an important habitat for these whales, possibly for feeding or communication. The hydrophone also recorded a variety of anthropogenic sounds, including ship propeller noise, airgun sounds from seismic surveys, and active sonar from military exercises. These sounds were most prevalent in the 2100 HC frequency band, which is the range where ship traffic noise is most intense. The study found that sound levels in this band could reach up to 100 decibels, which is equivalent to the noise level of a moderate conversation at close range, surprisingly loud for the deepest point on Earth. Another key finding from the 2015 study was the influence of surface weather on the deep-sea soundscape. The hydrophone recorded the passing of a Category 4 typhoon, which generated significant noise in the 500 Hz to 1 kHz frequency band. This noise was caused by the storm's winds and waves, which created vibrations that traveled through the water column to Challenger Deep. The study found that sound levels in this frequency band increased significantly during the typhoon, reaching levels equivalent to Sea State 2 moderate waves, and then decreased to levels equivalent to Sea State 0 calm waters once the storm passed. This suggests that surface weather events can have a direct impact on the acoustic environment in the deepest parts of the ocean, a phenomenon that was not well understood before. This finding has important implications for our understanding of the deep sea's acoustic ecology, as it shows that the deep sea is not isolated from the surface world, but is connected to it through sound. To analyze the data from the 2015 deployment, the researchers used a variety of acoustic analysis techniques, including spectral analysis, which breaks down sound into its component frequencies, and waveform analysis, which examines the shape and duration of sound waves. They also used ray tracing models to simulate how sound travels through the water column in the Mariana Trench, helping to pinpoint the origin of the recorded sounds. The ray tracing models, developed using the bellhop software, showed that acoustic energy from surface sources north and south of Challenger Deep is often scattered before reaching the bottom of the trench, while energy from sources directly above the trench axis propagates to full basin depth. This explains why some sounds, such as those from the typhoon, were clearly detected at Challenger Deep, while others were more faint or distorted. The 2015 study also provided valuable baseline data for future research, allowing scientists to compare sound levels in Challenger Deep over time and track changes in the acoustic environment. This is particularly important as human activity in the deep ocean increases, as it will allow researchers to monitor the impact of anthropogenic noise on the deep-sea soundscape. For example, if ship traffic in the region increases, the study's baseline data will allow scientists to measure the corresponding increase in noise levels and assess its impact on deep-sea marine life. In addition to the 2015 NOAA study, other research projects have focused on specific unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench. For example, the study of the biot wangs, which were recorded in 2014, involved a collaboration between NOAA scientists and Google engineers, who developed an AI system to analyze thousands of hours of underwater audio recordings. The AI system was trained to detect the distinctive calls of 8 whale species, including Bride's whales, using a dataset of known whale calls. The system was then used to analyze the 2014 recordings from the Mariana Trench, and it identified the biot wangs as matching the calls of Bride's whales. This was a significant breakthrough, as it resolved a decade-long mystery and highlighted the potential of AI to help identify unknown sounds in the deep sea. The AI system used in the Biot Wang study was a deep learning model, specifically a convolutional neural network, CNN, which is well suited for analyzing audio data. The model was trained on more than 10,000 hours of known whale calls, allowing it to learn the unique acoustic signatures of each species. Once trained, the model was able to process the 200,000 hours of Mariana Trench recordings in a matter of weeks, a task that would have taken humans years to complete. The model's accuracy was verified by comparing its results to manual analysis of a subset of the recordings, and it was found to be 95% accurate in identifying brides' whale calls. This study demonstrates how AI and machine learning are transforming the field of underwater acoustics, making it possible to analyze large volumes of data more efficiently and accurately than ever before. Another important research project focused on the bloop, which was first recorded in 1997. To determine the origin of the bloop, NOAA researchers analyzed its acoustic signature in detail, comparing it to the sounds of known natural phenomena. They found that the bloop's frequency range 1040 Hz and duration approximately 1 minute were consistent with the sounds produced by icequakes in the Southern Ocean. Icequakes occur when large pieces of sea ice crack or break apart, producing ultra-low frequency sound waves that can travel thousands of kilometers through the ocean. The researchers also used satellite data to track iceberg movements in the Southern Ocean at the time the bloop was recorded, and they found that a large iceberg had broken off from the Ross Ice Shelf in Antarctica, approximately 1,700 kilometers from the nearest hydrophone that detected the bloop. This iceberg, estimated to be several kilometers in size, would have produced a sound similar to the bloop when it cracked, providing strong evidence that the bloop was indeed an icequake. Despite this evidence, some researchers remain skeptical about the bloop's origin. One argument is that the bloop's volume was too great to be caused by an icequake. The bloop was estimated to be 188 decibels, which is louder than a jet engine, 140 decibels, and even louder than the loudest known blue whale call, 188 decibels, but only for short bursts. However, icequakes can produce extremely loud sounds, especially when large icebergs break apart, and the bloop's volume is consistent with the sound of a massive icequake. Another argument is that no iceberg of sufficient size was observed in the area at the time, but satellite data from 1997 was less precise than it is today, and it is possible that the iceberg was not detected. Additionally, the bloop's propagation pattern, detected by hydrophones across 5,000 kilometers, is consistent with the propagation of icequake sounds, which can travel long distances through the deep sea. The Mystery of Julia, recorded in 1999, has also been the subject of extensive research. Julia is a muffled, moaning sound that lasted for 15 seconds, with a frequency range of 10-20 Hz. Initial theories suggested that Julia was the call of a large marine animal or the sound of a volcanic eruption. But further analysis revealed that it matched the acoustic signature of an iceberg grounding on the ocean floor. Iceberg grounding occurs when an iceberg drifts into shallow water and scrapes against the seabed, producing a low-frequency moaning sound. The sound of iceberg grounding is distinct from ice quakes, as it is more continuous and has a lower frequency. Satellite data from 1999 showed several large icebergs in the Pacific Ocean near the Mariana Trench, including one that was estimated to be 10 kilometers in length. This iceberg, which was drifting north from the Southern Ocean, could have grounded on the seabed near the Mariana Trench, producing the Julia sound. However, there are some inconsistencies with the iceberg grounding theory. The Mariana Trench's average depth is 8,000 meters, which is much greater than the draft of most icebergs, which typically ranges from 100 to 200 meters. This means that an iceberg would have to drift into a relatively shallow area near the trench's edge to ground on the seabed, while the Mariana Trench does have some shallow areas near its edges. It is unclear whether an iceberg could reach these areas without melting or breaking apart first. Additionally, the Julia sound was detected by hydrophones in the eastern Pacific Ocean, which is far from the Southern Ocean, making it unlikely that an iceberg grounding near the Mariana Trench would produce a sound that could be detected so far away. These inconsistencies have led some researchers to suggest alternative theories, such as the sound of a volcanic eruption or the calls of a previously unknown species of whale. The train, one of the most persistent unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench, has been the subject of less research than the bloop or Julia, but it remains a source of fascination for scientists. The train is a continuous, rhythmic sound that lasts for hours at a time, with a frequency range of 2050 Hz. It was first recorded in the early 2000s by NOAA hydrophones near the Mariana Trench, and it has been detected on multiple occasions since then. The sound's rhythmic nature, with a consistent beat of approximately 1 pulse per second, has led some researchers to suggest that it could be the sound of magma moving beneath the trench's volcanic seamounts. The Mariana Trench is home to a chain of volcanic seamounts known as the Mariana Arc, which are formed by the subduction of the Pacific Plate beneath the Mariana Plate. Magma moving beneath these seamounts could produce a rhythmic, low-frequency hum as it flows through underground channels, which could be detected as the train sound. Another theory about the train is that it is the sound of large-scale sediment movement, such as a turbidity current. Turbidity currents are fast-moving currents of sediment-laden water that flow down the slopes of the Mariana Trench, carrying large amounts of sediment to the trench's floor. These currents can produce loud, rhythmic sounds as they move, due to the friction between the sediment and the seabed. However, turbidity currents are typically short-lived events, lasting for minutes or hours, while the train has been recorded for periods of up to 12 hours, making this theory less likely. A third theory is that the train is the call of a previously unknown species of whale, possibly a deep-diving species that communicates using low-frequency, rhythmic calls. However, no such species has been identified, and the sound's intensity and duration make it unlikely to be the call of a single animal. In addition to these well-known sounds, the Mariana Trench has produced a number of other unexplained noises, including the whistle, a high-pitched, whistling sound that was recorded in 2008, and the drone, a continuous, low-frequency hum that was detected in 2012. The whistle has a frequency range of 1-2 kHz, which is higher than most natural deep-sea sounds, leading some researchers to suggest that it could be the call of a small marine animal, such as a squid or a fish. The drone, on the other hand, has a frequency range of 5-10 Hz, which is similar to the frequency of tectonic activity, but its continuous nature makes it difficult to link to any known geological process. These sounds, like the train, remain unexplained, and they highlight the need for further research into the Mariana Trench's acoustic environment. The study of Mariana Trench sounds is also important for understanding the impact of anthropogenic noise on deep-sea marine life. Deep-sea animals rely on sound for communication, navigation, and feeding, and anthropogenic noise can disrupt these essential behaviors. For example, the sound of ship propellers and active sonar can mask the calls of marine animals, making it difficult for them to find mates or navigate. It can also cause stress, which can lead to changes in behavior, reduced reproduction, and even death. The 2015 NOAA study found that ship traffic noise was a persistent presence in Challenger Deep, with sound levels in the 2100 Hz band often reaching 100 decibels. This is above the threshold at which some deep-sea animals, such as whales and dolphins, begin to show signs of stress. As shipping traffic in the Pacific Ocean increases, this noise is likely to become more intense, posing a growing threat to deep-sea marine life. To address this threat, scientists are working to develop strategies to reduce anthropogenic noise in the deep sea. One approach is to design quieter ships, using technologies such as low-noise propellers and hull designs that reduce underwater noise. Another approach is to establish marine protected areas in the Mariana Trench region, where shipping and other human activities are restricted. The Mariana Trench Marine National Monument, established in 2009, protects a large area of the trench and its surrounding waters, but it does not fully restrict shipping traffic. Expanding the monument's boundaries and implementing stricter regulations on shipping could help to reduce anthropogenic noise in the region. Additionally, scientists are working to raise awareness about the impact of anthropogenic noise on deep-sea marine life, encouraging governments and industries to take action to reduce noise pollution. The Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds also have important implications for our understanding of the Earth's climate system. For example, the study of icequakes and iceberg sounds provides valuable data about the melting of polar ice sheets, which is a key indicator of climate change. Icequakes are becoming more frequent as global temperatures rise, and the sounds they produce can be used to monitor the rate of ice loss in the Arctic and Antarctic. Additionally, the study of deep-sea sounds can help scientists to understand the ocean's role in regulating the Earth's climate. The ocean absorbs large amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and deep-sea processes, such as the movement of currents and the decomposition of organic matter, play a crucial role in this process. The sounds produced by these processes can provide insights into how the ocean is responding to climate change, helping scientists to predict future climate trends. Another important area of research is the use of deep-sea sounds to study the Earth's interior. The Mariana Trench is located at a convergent tectonic boundary, where the Pacific Plate is subducting beneath the Mariana Plate. This process produces earthquakes and volcanic activity, which generate sound waves that travel through the Earth's crust and mantle. By analyzing these sound waves, scientists can learn more about the structure and composition of the Earth's interior, including the thickness of the crust, the composition of the mantle, and the location of magma chambers. This information is crucial for understanding tectonic processes and predicting earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. In recent years, advances in technology have opened up new possibilities for studying Mariana Trench sounds. For example, the development of autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, and remotely operated vehicles, ROVs, has allowed scientists to deploy hydrophones in even more remote areas of the trench, including areas that are difficult or impossible to reach with research vessels. These vehicles can operate autonomously for weeks or months at a time, collecting data and transmitting it back to shore via satellite. Additionally, the development of high-resolution hydrophones has improved the quality of the recordings, allowing scientists to detect even faint sounds that were previously undetectable. One example of this technology is the deep-sea AUV, developed by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. The deep-sea AUV is capable of diving to depths of up to 11,000 meters, making it ideal for studying the Mariana Trench. It is equipped with a variety of sensors, including hydrophones, cameras, and temperature and pressure sensors, allowing it to collect data on the trench's acoustic environment, biodiversity, and geology. In 2020, the deep-sea AUV was deployed in the Mariana Trench, recording thousands of hours of audio and video data, including several unexplained sounds that had not been detected before. This data is currently being analyzed by scientists who hope to uncover new insights into the trench's acoustic environment. Another technological advance is the use of underwater acoustic arrays, which which are networks of hydrophones deployed across a large area of the ocean. These arrays can detect and localize sounds with greater precision than single hydrophones, allowing scientists to pinpoint the exact origin of unexplained sounds. For example, the NOAA Ocean Noise Reference Station Network is a network of hydrophones deployed across the world's oceans, including near the Mariana Trench, which provides continuous monitoring of underwater noise. This network has been instrumental in detecting and analyzing unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench, including the train and the upsweep. Despite these technological advances, there are still significant challenges in studying Mariana Trench sounds. One of the biggest challenges is the extreme pressure at depth, which requires the development of specialized, pressure-resistant equipment. Hydrophones and other instruments must be built to withstand pressures of more than 1,000 atmospheres, which is equivalent to the weight of 1,000 cars pressing on a single square inch. This makes the equipment expensive and difficult to design and build. Additionally, the remote location of the Mariana Trench makes it difficult to deploy and retrieve equipment, and deployments are often delayed by severe weather, including typhoons and strong currents. Another challenge is the lack of funding for deep-sea research. Deep-sea research is expensive, with a single research expedition to the Mariana Trench costing millions of dollars. Funding for such expeditions is often limited, and many research projects are forced to rely on grants from government agencies and private foundations. This lack of funding has slowed the pace of research, making it difficult to study the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds in detail. Additionally, the limited number of research vessels capable of reaching the Mariana Trench means that opportunities to deploy equipment are rare. Despite these challenges, the study of Mariana Trench sounds continues to advance, driven by the curiosity and dedication of scientists around the world. Each new recording, each new analysis brings us closer to understanding the mystery of the deep sea sounds. Whether these sounds are caused by natural phenomena, marine animals, or something else entirely, they serve as a reminder of how little we know about our planet and how much there is still to discover. As we continue to explore the Mariana Trench and other deep-sea environments, we may one day unlock the secrets of these unexplained sounds, gaining a deeper understanding of the ocean's role in our planet's ecosystem and the wonders that lie beneath its surface. To expand further on the biological aspects of Mariana Trench sounds, it is important to consider the unique adaptations of deep-sea animals that allow them to produce and detect sound in the extreme environment of the abyss. Deep-sea animals face a number of challenges, including perpetual darkness, crushing pressure, and low temperatures, and they have evolved a variety of adaptations to survive in these conditions. Many of these adaptations are related to sound, as sound is the primary means of communication and navigation in the deep sea. For example, Deep-sea fish such as anglerfish and viperfish have specialized swim bladders that allow them to produce sound. The swim bladder is a gas-filled organ that helps fish control their buoyancy, but it can also be used to produce sound by vibrating muscles attached to the bladder. These sounds are typically high-frequency, short pulses that are used to attract mates or deter predators. Deep-sea squid and octopuses also produce sound, using their tentacles or mantles to create clicks and pops that are used for communication and navigation. Whales and dolphins, which are known to dive to great depths, have also evolved adaptations to produce and detect sound in the deep sea. Baleen whales, such as Bride's whales, produce low-frequency sounds that can travel thousands of kilometers through the ocean, allowing them to communicate with other whales over long distances. These sounds are produced by the larynx, which is modified to generate low-frequency vibrations. Odontocete whales, such as sperm whales, produce high-frequency clicks that are used for echolocation, allowing them to navigate and find prey in the dark depths of the ocean. The detection of Bride's whale calls in the Mariana Trench, as reported in the 2024 study, is particularly significant because it suggests that these whales are capable of diving to depths of more than 10,000 meters. This is surprising, as Bride's whales are typically found in shallow to moderate depths, and their diving capabilities were not previously known to extend to the deep sea. The study's authors suggest that Bride's whales may dive to the Mariana Trench in search of food, such as deep-sea squid or fish, or to communicate with other whales in the region. This discovery highlights the need for further research into the behavior and ecology of deep-diving whales, and it suggests that the Mariana Trench may be an important habitat for these animals. Another example of a deep-sea animal that produces unique sounds is the giant squid. Giant squid are rarely seen in the wild, but they are known to produce low-frequency sounds that are used for communication and navigation. These sounds are similar in frequency to the bloop, leading some researchers to speculate that the bloop could be the call of a giant squid. However, giant squid are relatively small compared to the size required to produce a sound as loud as the bloop, and there is no evidence to support this theory. Additionally, giant squid are typically found in depths of 1,000 to 2,000 meters, which is much shallower than the Mariana Trench's deepest point, making it unlikely that they could produce a sound that is detected at 10,000 meters depth. The study of deep-sea animal sounds is also important for understanding the biodiversity of the Mariana Trench. The trench is home to a wide range of unique organisms, many of which have not yet been identified, and their sounds could be contributing to the unexplained noises recorded in the region. For example, in 2021, researchers discovered a new species of amphipod in the Mariana Trench, which produces a high-frequency chirping sound that was previously unknown. This discovery suggests that there may be many other undiscovered species in the trench that produce unique sounds, and that these sounds could be part of the unexplained noise in the region. In addition to biological sources, the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds may also be linked to chemical processes in the deep sea. For example, hydrothermal vents release superheated water rich in minerals, which can react with the surrounding seawater to produce sound. The bubbling of gas from hydrothermal vents, such as methane and hydrogen sulfide, can produce a hissing or popping sound that is detectable by hydrophones. Additionally, the precipitation of minerals from the superheated water can produce a crackling sound as the minerals form crystals on the seabed. These sounds are typically high frequency and relatively quiet, but they could contribute to the overall acoustic environment of the Mariana Trench. Another chemical process that could produce sound in the Mariana Trench is the decomposition of organic matter. The deep sea is rich in organic matter, which falls from the surface layers of the ocean and accumulates on the seabed. As this organic matter decomposes, it releases gases such as methane and carbon dioxide, which can bubble to the surface, producing sound. The decomposition process also generates heat, which can cause changes in water temperature and pressure, leading to the production of low-frequency sounds. These sounds are often faint, but they could be detected by sensitive hydrophones in the Mariana Trench. The role of sound in the deep sea's ecosystem is complex and multifaceted, and the unexplained sounds from the Mariana Trench provide valuable insights into this ecosystem. By studying these sounds, scientists can learn more about the behavior of deep-sea animals, the geological processes that shape the trench, and the impact of human activity on the deep sea. This knowledge is crucial for developing effective conservation strategies to protect the Mariana Trench and its unique ecosystem. In conclusion, the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds are a fascinating and complex phenomenon that has captivated scientists and the public alike. From the bloop to the train, these sounds have sparked debate and speculation about their origins, and they continue to challenge our understanding of the deep sea. While some have been explained as natural phenomena such as ice quakes or whale calls, others remain unexplained, reminding us of how little we know about the world's deepest trench. The study of these sounds is not only a scientific endeavor, but also a journey of discovery, as we seek to unlock the secrets of the abyss and gain a deeper understanding of our planet. As technology advances and research continues, we may one day solve the mysteries of the Mariana Trench's unexplained sounds. But until then, they will continue to fascinate and inspire us, serving as a reminder of the ocean's vastness and the wonders that lie beneath its surface.